This administration and also the division director, they know that we have to go forward. We have 565 recognized tribe nationwide, union-wide, and every time I talk about Navajo, I separate myself from the 565, mainly because of our land size and who we are, and we're more striving for more independent use of technology is where we're heading, and others. It's not only technology, there's others. Factories are going to be coming in. Next year you will experience that. Before I get to my talking point, I was in Shiprock Heritage Month, and I got those young people all excited about the technology and what we are doing. And briefly, what I've been saying, I want to give you that. But maybe I should just go through this first, and then I'll probably put an additional added note of my own on this at the end. Let me go through this first. I'd like to say, start off by saying, my wife and let me get to my point here. Thank you to the Navajo Nation Telecommunications and Utility, Navajo Nation NTUA, for all the hard work of keeping communication in the Navajo Nation efficient and productive. Moreover, I apply the step to voice over internet protocol, VoIP. We are entering a new way of communicating for the Navajo Nation. The internet used to be reserved for website, web page, video, download, and email. Now we are using the internet to make normal phone calls. This is a new way of doing business. We need to get away from the old phone system and embrace this new technology. This new technology will make communication more efficient and make our government more transparent. This is only a first step. We need to keep thinking about integrating this technology to our email and other device we have. I have and use an iPad, cellular phone, and computer, but even with the VoIP, we are still very far behind with technology. This little iPad is my right arm. I sleep with it. When I hear a bing, I open it up. And to be honest with you, I got the whole Navajo Nation in here. Believe it or not, this little thing. 64 gigabyte. And I got the whole tribal code, everything that is to know. I was talking to this young lady. I said, I even got your name in there. And how many times you got tardy in there for coming late. So again, these are technology that's here, transparent. Your Navajo people is going to know all about you, your government. When they open that online, we can't hide no more. We got to perform. And they're going to know about it, the people you work for, the Navajo people. But we are moving forward. Yeah, did I say that? Let's make this work. With the data infrastructure, NTUA is building, the technology will spread to many communities on the Navajo Nation. You will lead the way with VoIP for the nation. This is just the beginning. We need to adopt the technology and set the bar high for others to follow. We need to set the bar high like our code talker did. They use the coded Navajo to communicate. Now it's our turn to set high standard for others to follow with technology. A personal note, I did talk to the young people in Shiprock High School yesterday, and I got them going, here it is. This is real, and we're not dreaming now. This is happening. As you all know, we got 32.2 million in broadband. Am I correct? You all know that. We got that money. The reason why we got that money is to lay down fiber optics and tower. Now, well, when you're laying down fiber optics and tower, we call it, I believe they call it superhighway, right? Des? And we are laying down the superhighway. I was just talking to Brian a while ago. We got 1 more mile to finish laying some of those, right? Am I correct? I don't know. But I told him, I says, give me a summary of what your revision is so I can talk about it openly. Well, let me just say this. One thing's clear, that we also, Brian is telecommunication director. He's also a member of the United States FCC. We got him on board. Now he's on advisory council with the FCC. Since we got him on board, he's been battling in there. His mission was to get a piece of the jurisdiction of the FCC because we're laying the superhighway, and then we'll be dealing with wireless wireless providers. And so his mission is to get in there and get a jurisdiction of FCC, which we're allowed to do. Navajo Nation is allowed to partners with FCC just like you do with the U.S. EPA. So we have the U.S. EPA. So the same thing, thought the same. Now, we got in there and something came up. I believe the FCC have gone into discussion about the Navajo Nation and the superhighway, the broadband, and what we have accomplished, and what we've been advocating for. I went to US FCC with Brian. We made our statement with the FCC commissioners that we're far ahead. We're ready to take over some jurisdiction at FCC. We're ready to go. And we have this and that broadband technology. But you know what? I just heard, and what Brian and the Navajo Nation has accomplished now is we have authority to issue our permit to the wireless vehicle people that provide service to us on Navajo Nation. Probably even the superhighway. We may have to go into renegotiation. They have to go through the Navajo Nation Telecommunications Regulatory Department. So they have to go through the Navajo Nation to get permit to provide service on Navajo. What does that spell for you? It spells revenue for government. Am I correct on that? That means that some revenue is going to be coming into the people, government. The people will benefit from that. And we're going to build on that. We're going to get it through the superhighway. We're going to get it through the wireless vehicle. And my dream, what I got the kids excited about, that's part of it. They were yelling, standing on that statement. And the other one I want is, I mentioned a code talker in here. I said to them, if we go into further on the FCC and jurisdiction and regulating some of those policies, I would like to maybe go in partnership with AT&T, Verizon, and maybe, I'm hoping we're going to change the airspace that we, under the sovereign government, this airspace that we have, change the name to, how about maybe Whispering Wind? How about maybe Wind Talker? And the reason why I'm saying that is we love our Navajo Code Talker. It's only right that we name him, if we really mean from the heart, something to be that they have done for us as Navajo, using the language and be recognized as Navajo. That'd be something that we need to set our goal to. And I mentioned a goal. That would probably be the goal of this administration, and see if we get named that air system to something like Wind Talker, Whispering Wind. If we do that, we set up an account. What Brian and Des is telling me is, all these years, when AT&T, Verizon comes in, they use our service, and the money they collect has been going into United States Treasury. What I'm saying now here is, if we call our own name of our air space, that will be setting up an account. So at the end of the year, when all these services are rendered, I guess they call them spectrum, right? Use of spectrum. So there is money in that. So that now, when that end of the year, that money is there, it'll go into a Navajo account. So that money will be used over again that's revenue to the government. So you actually have three ways that we can bring money into the Navajo Nation government. One is the superhighway. The other one is the wireless vehicle that's going to be providing service. And the other one's going to be the spectrum I'm talking about. So that's going to bring a lot of dollars in. So we're trying to get away from the government, depending on the government so much. That is what's happening in this technology. I can give you some more on this side that's happening too, but let me just stay with the technology since we're into that right now. And the other thing too, I was talking to Brian and Des and asked them, Cellular One asked me to meet with them. Miss Bagley, she's now the owner of Cellular One. You can see the tower, they're clean. There's no other, what they call those discs?
Cell towers, antennas.
Antennas, I just call it antennas, I don't know. Dish, plate. See, right now, if you see those towers, they're clean, yeah. They only have their own up there. But we're gonna talk a little bit more. We're gonna add our internet, whatever it is, to their tower. Because if they don't do that, we're gonna come down hard. Since we have the authority to issue permit, this is something they're gonna have to look at too. So if we negotiate, we'll add more of our stuff in there. Our Navajo two-way radio could be on those towers. More towers, so we can share those towers all together as partners. And that's something that's coming down the pipe. So those are things that we're working on. So I want you to know that. These are not just dreams. It's happening. So get involved. Set your goals. What you always want. I know a lot of you are young people in here. For years and years, you've been trying to do things here. Well, how do we improve our nation in the technology area? Well, get involved. Let's set that goal. Let's do it together. And let's run with this and make it happen. Bring revenue to the Navajo Nation, the Navajo people. We need that revenue so bad. We're short. We're outgrowing our revenue, our general fund. We need to start adding more to the general fund. And then we need to better serve our Navajo people. And Grandma, $1 phone. One thing that I noticed that when we talk with these wireless people, Navajo will probably be getting involved. Cellular phone? From this cellular phone, our Navajo Nation Navajo code talker, we talk about leaders. Learn your language, learn your tradition and culture. Guess where they're going to go? A lot of our young kids use this a lot, iPod and others. How about put it in Navajo? They're going to have to learn. You're going to have to learn how to read and write Navajo. I need to read and write Navajo. This is one way of reaching out to the young people that your language and your tradition and culture will never go away. It'll stay with us. Our young people's going to get it, and they're going to forever be Navajo, and they'll be proud to be Navajo. Again, tribal employees, let's set our goal. Now you all know what this is about. So start thinking about it, broaden your vision. We got 3 years to do more, to bring more technology. Our land is vast apart. How do we make it short? How do we use technology, communication to make it better for our Navajo people and our work areas and your workforce that we have here? Again, with that, I have for participating with me, and that's about it. Before I get into the other one, I better stop here.